Alright, so it's going to be quite expensive. I was going to say expense right there just for comedic effects, but I decided not to do that. I felt like I was a better person than that, just sort of saying something wrong to sound perhaps a little bit, you know, silly. Oh my god, I'm so quirky, that kind of thing. I don't really want to divulge in that way just yet. Unless I do, of which case, then it's okay, because, I mean, come on now. Be reasonable. No, that's not really what I'm trying to say right there. What I'm trying to say is that do as I say, not as I do, which is what a lot of people apply. A lot of people apply that rule to themselves, including myself sometimes. A little bit annoying, in fact. You've got to make sure not to be hypocritical, I would say. Something everyone needs to sort of analyze and work on, you know. We're not perfect. It's as simple as that. We are not perfect. Tell you what, though, this isn't perfect. My God, is it not perfect? I think I know why. I think it's because I'm just terrible and I'm an awful human being. That might be it. Interesting. Quite the conundrum. I can go across by... No, wait, no, I can't. Okay. Can I not? 'Tis not one biot. What? Get a got in your bot. What? What is a bot? I don't know. Can we do it the traditional roof? I need to, don't I? Because it just looks nicer. But then I think we have the problem of the middle being a block. Like, if we pause the game right here, I think it will... Okay. That's what I wanted to do anyway. Yeah, okay. So the middle ends up being its single block again, which is not what I want at all. Well, it is. But it isn't at the same time. What I could do is just have a roof going up. And I think that might be what I end up doing. Simply because this is going to look quite strange otherwise. Will it though? Maybe not. It looks alright, really. It looks kind of tidy. And then these two bits can just go up a little bit. I tell you what, yeah, this is fine. I think I'm going to live with it. And if we don't like it, don't always go back. It's the beauty of Timberstone and base building games of similar, you know, standing, let's say. Can't think of another word, so I'll just say standing. The idea of going back on your builds. You know, I do have a backup, but obviously it doesn't back up while I'm actually playing. But still, it's a backup nonetheless. You know, if the game broke, or if my computer, like, just blew up, then I'll be kind of screwed, because I haven't actually backed up for a while. I'll probably go ahead and do that. I should go ahead and do it. The problem with backing up is that I'm incredibly lazy. So, and it takes a very long time to back up. Insanely long, in fact. I really wish I could just back up to a big SSD, but I don't really have the money for that. And also, all my files are on a hard drive, and... Well, it shouldn't be that bad now that I think about it. Because really, what I'm forgetting to mention is... You know, all my videos are taking up most of the space. And I don't really mind losing... It's annoying, but I worry more about my art assets and all that stuff that I've worked hard to create. Because that kind of stuff is important, in my opinion. You want to keep the aesthetic. And it's hard for me to replicate things. So, you know... Like, if I was told to make this again in a year, I probably would make it a little bit differently. Probably not, but still. I'll go back on what I said right there. Tell you what, though. That's quite a nice design. I like the corner right there. It sort of fits in. It looks like I should be doing that in an odd way. That's quite interesting. I might want to... I think the problem with the design is that it's different, obviously. And it doesn't really fit with the aesthetic. There's a spider in this tower, apparently. No. Anyway. Oh, there he is. He's inside the tower. Oh, Slay Wolf. Spider hunting. Get out of that bloody door. Get away from the door. The Slay Wolf's like, you mother trucker. You killed my family. Okay, get out of there. No, that's Midget Man, actually, not Slay Wolf. You look a bit like Slay Wolf. Why can't you get out? Is that spider in the way? That's a joke. Charge your enemy. Can you go up? Oh, no. Midget Man's like, I can go near that thing. That thing's huge. I don't blame him, to be honest. That thing is rather large. I feel like I'm in Australia right now. Even though I don't think spiders in Australia get as big as perhaps one of your limbs. But we can always assume so. And there's probably one somewhere. There might be like some giant spider queen. That's where all the spiders come from. Basically what I'm saying is we should burn Australia to the ground. Obviously we'll get the people out. Don't worry about that. I'm not like, you know, not Hitler or anything like that. I'm not Hitler, guys. Calm down. It's funny how that's my go-to name all of a sudden just then. I feel like I should have said someone else. What could I have said? I don't know. I mean, it's so generic to just say, oh, I'm not Hitler, guys. I feel like it. Maybe I need to be a little bit different, a bit more hip, I'd say. want to be one of the hipsters when it comes to naming us sort of genocidal maniacs, that kind of thing. What, though? I don't really know. You know? We could name some people if I knew of them, but I don't. I'm looking at this, and I'm thinking, it looks really, really cool, but it's not part of the aesthetic. It looks like something you would do in some sort of Japanese architecture, something like that. Chinese, Japanese, I get them mixed up. I'm not sure if there is. I think there's a slight difference. I don't really know, to be honest with you. But, obviously not completely, but slightly, it sort of reminds me of that. But we are just going to get rid of them, because it doesn't fit with the aesthetic, and I think we're just going to have a flat surface. Yeah, it's going to have to be a flat surface anyway, because otherwise we're just going to have one big flat surface go across the top here, and it's going to be one block up from this roof, and it's going to look rather strange. So we're going to run away from that idea. We're actually gaining a lot more wood now, which is fantastic for us. Well, I have to imagine that's because they've just thrown most of it back into the chests. My god, I can't imagine how many people I've insulted just sort of randomly babbling on. Do apologize. Okay, it's not my intention. I know people get insulted very easily this day and age. I mean, I'm not saying if you're insulted right now for being insulted, do apologize about that as well. And also, I apologize for apologizing. That is... I might add I'm joking quite a lot. I do care, but at the same time, I do stand by what I just said then, which is that people get offended way too easily this day and age. So, I say people. It's actually not the majority of people. The majority of people just don't give a fuck. That kind of thing. Which is great. I wish everyone didn't really care. But at the same time, I don't mean it. What am I trying to say right now? I don't mean I wish people didn't care. That's not what I'm trying to say. Really, I really wish people would resolve their problems without resulting in subjective thought or opinions. I'd rather people be objective, or at least ethical, maybe is the right word. At least ethical, you know. It's human. It's human to be unethical and subjective, you know. I do it as well. I'm not saying I'm some sort of pinnacle. Right? I'm not saying I am a clear-thinking human being. No, I'm not. But, you know, you still try and live by it. At least try and push yourself to that limit. Sometimes you're emotional, can't do it. Perfectly understandable. I'd understand that. Nothing wrong with that whatsoever. You're human. You know, I'm not saying get rid of your emotions. That's not what I'm trying to say. But at the same time, I'm not, you know, you shouldn't act upon every single little bit. You know, random lesson, right? Not really a lesson. I'm not going to be that guy. Like, you wouldn't have known that without me. Like, this is something I imagine the majority of people say. I'm just sort of clarifying. That's all I'm doing right there. Clarification is key right there. Make sure we're on the same mindset. Of course, open to discussion. Obviously, all these things I say them because they're open to discussion. But obviously, not complete and utter angry discussion involving several threats on my life. I don't like that, you know. I don't appreciate it at all in the slightest. It's kind of annoying, actually. I like how I say that in such a nonchalant way, like, I appreciate that. Not that I've actually received any yet, which is great. I do say yet, okay. But I think it's sort of normal, though. A lot of people on YouTube complain about death threats and stuff like that. And I think people take it a little bit out of proportion. I think they get one death threat and then just say, oh, I get loads of death threats. But I don't know, do I? So I'm, you know, maybe making that assumption that I did just then was a poor choice. So, you know, take that back somewhat, right there. Like I said, I don't really have the perspective yet. It will get there. You're always going to annoy people. You can't please everyone. I mean, I unfortunately try to, which is something I haven't done too much of late. Simply because I'm talking, which, you know, I assume that's why you're watching. You know, just talking, mumbling on about any old random BS. There you go, it's fine. Someone gets annoyed by it. They'll say they're annoyed. I'll apologize just because it's polite, I suppose. But I won't apologize in that sort of like, you will say sorry to me, or I will get, you know, I will do this to you. You know, I'm not threats. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to respond to threats. We do not negotiate with terrorists, that kind of thing. Obviously, I did that in a particular accent right there, which I might have was terrible, but at the same time, everyone that tries to mimic an accent is usually really bad at it anyway. So why comment? Why comment? Because it's funny to comment, that's why. There we are. This is actually starting to look pretty good. It's starting to come together right now. I mean, it's taking a while, but we've got lots of time. Okay, we've at least got an hour left. So I'm feeling pretty good about this. I like the idea of probably getting the interior done after this, but It all depends on whether we will have enough wood or not. Now, I kind of want to get the centerpiece done first. Actually, no, we can't get the centerpiece done straight away. Simply because it's sort of connected to everything else. So I would like the idea of getting everything else sort of up to this point first, and then we can go on from there. So we're just going to do this. Actually, I've screwed this up a little bit. Have I? I mean, this goes along, I recall. So I think we're fine with just getting the corners done. God, I'm very hungry, actually. I just skipped that twice. Come on now. There we go. Beautiful. I think this is the first time I said beautiful today. I feel good about that. How the hell how are these corners working, now that I think about it? Are they working? Are we ignoring them? How did they work before? Because the way we're connecting these up is just going to be like this at the moment. That's how it's meant to work. But this is a point that's coming out of the building. It's the same thing over here as well. How do we work with these? Do we just sort of have a little connector with it? Or do we completely go full out? Because going full out with this is going to be... Actually, it's not that difficult. Because we can just have this little point right here. And then we go along like this. That far, yeah? Yeah, right there. And then we do the same with this side. Oh, okay. I've missed 2 of the blocks I was looking for there. That one and that one. So we've got that little point right there. And then I suppose we just make like one at that corner. And then one going along like this. Yeah, that's pretty much what I was looking for. So I'm happy with that. It's coming together. It's looking quite nice. I'm looking at this, I'm thinking, yeah, this might look like a tavern at some point. At some point, though, but I don't know when that will actually be. I think it's going to look a little bit more like a tavern once we have these sort of decking. I say decking, it's balconies, kind of, that are on the roof. Like, they're going to have one right here, a very small one, and another one right here, and they're going to be connected with doorways. So it should look all right. We're going to continue to just sort of get the entire roof done on the first layer. So we want to do this and this right here. Get that done right there. And now we're just going to say like there and done right here. We're just going to start saying stuff like that now, just to fill in the void. And the void's very annoying. And also the way I accentuated the word void. No, that's the wrong. Not accentuated. The way I emphasized the word void right there, I think is prominent the idea of the void, being that it is infinite. So yeah. Not too sure how that correlates, but I bet it does in some way. Look, because it's infinite, it means it correlates with everything, because everything is infinite to a degree? No. No, not really. But still, that's fine. We'll continue with that chain of thoughts. For the time being, anyway, before I go into my sort of mental state of complete and utter dissonance, which is quite a fun place to be in, to be honest. It's very nice in there. Cozy, nice warm fire. I feel like I'm at home there. Let's get these roofs done, because these are very important. They're the unique part of our structure. So I feel like we need to pay attention to it right now, before things go slightly out of hand, being at this location right here, when we start using more plaster. The wood situation's not looking amazing. I think we're still making some, though. Looks like a spider is nearby. We're going to get all these selections done first before we go and investigate the spider problem. It's becoming a little bit of an epidemic right now, though. We might need to get a pest inspector in. Spider pest inspector, expectant extraordinaire. Expectant as well. Let's get rid of this block, because I think that's not the right one. I believe so, anyway. Yeah, this should do the job quite nicely. Right, so we'll get that bit done. We're obviously missing timber plaster. I'll make sure to see. Oh, look at that spider in a minute. Give me time. I'm rushing along right now. And the hunger's not helping. Okay, the hunger is I feel like what do I feel like eating right now? Yeah, I'm not going to make people hungry by discussing my current appetite. I don't think that's, fair on the viewers if they are rather, hungry or peckish, might be the right word. This brings up another topic. It's when people say, because I was about to say it myself just then, I was like, starving. I'm not actually starving, okay? Let's not bring that down. It's not so, oh, starving. God, even though I've had, like, pretty good amount of food to eat today, Should be appreciative of that, of what I have. There we are. It's a very good thing to say as well. All these not necessarily lessons, but ways of looking at things right now. This is nice. I feel good. I'm a human being. I'm thinking about these things. Not acting upon it, though, because I'm a lazy mother trucker. And that is something else as well right there. That's weird, like with the whole, I'm going to support this craze or this particular event or way of looking at things. There's another word I'm trying to say, but I'm trying to fill in the void, as I usually do. I don't know, be ethical. I'm going to be ethical. And my way of being ethical is by upvoting this thing that someone said that was quite ethical. I don't really do that, because I don't really do much with social media. The only reason I have a Twitch is because of YouTube. It's pretty much it. And it has its upsides, you know. People can read what my thought was on an episode when it goes out, and maybe occasionally I'll say something. Very rarely, though. It's mostly just to update people on what's really going on. I'm not a social media person. It's just not for me. I guess it's a bit antisocial in that respect. I don't really know. Well, actually, I do know, yeah. That's definitely the case. That's 100%, actually. I'm not sure why I'm trying to say otherwise. Oh, this looks good, though. Look at that. That ended up looking much better than it did on the Minecraft version. It's just unique. It's a nice little addition. Anyway, let's continue onwards. Do I want to add any... Oh, actually, that's a good point. We do have a little attachment right here. Now, before we do that, we want to probably get the loft done first. And we do have scaffolding right here. The downside to doing this is that it's quite expensive, and we are going to be using timbered floor. Now, I think it's 2 per block. It is. Okay, so I'm going to kind of regret this, but it has to be done. We have to make sure we get this sorted out. So let's just get rid of those. So that's sort of where the... Actually, is that where it should go? Because it should be connected to these. Yeah, it's actually 1 block up from that, which is fantastic. I would say that's pretty much what we're looking for. That is the space. It's fantastic. And that will just be a room right there, or maybe 2 rooms. Probably 1 room right there. That is good enough. The same thing happens right here, and it's going to be 2 rooms. And we are going to have sort of like a mini window right there and right here, since it can work, and we will end up doing that. The only thing I don't like about this roof is that it doesn't really follow the traditional design that we have right here, being that it's all peaked. This is sort of the only one that has like a smooth bit. But to be honest with you, that kind of adds to the charm of it for me, just a little bit. I quite like it just sort of being... It looks like an M almost, but a very smooth one. If it was just pointed up, though, I think it would still look good. But still, I'm just trying to make light of a situation that could be absolutely disastrous. I say disastrous in like... Oh god, if this build isn't 100%, then I'm going to hell. That kind of thing. I don't mean that at all. I mean, I might be. Now that actually, I don't know. Oh no. I mean, I'm not the kind of man that, you know, I'm not religious myself. Not that I have any problem with it. Just not, really. Still, you know, like I said, no problem with it. People get annoyed at that kind of stuff. I say annoyed. I'm not annoyed. You know what? This isn't really the topic for me. That's when I cross the line. It's not my business, basically. So we do have like a little window right here. And actually, I think it needs to be a bit bigger because we do need to have a... It needs to be sticking out just a little bit. Is it a window, though? And actually, how high is it? I think we'll get rid of this bit as well, just to make sure. Because I think it's meant to be 3 blocks high. Now, the only problem I have with it is that it might look out of place or maybe too big. We're about to find out if that's actually going to be the case, though. Before then, how much wood do we have? Oh, well, everyone needs to actually get up here first. There we are. Are we all getting up there? Yep, we're still getting a bit stuck. Oh, yep, you're going down. And everyone's going down now. Fantastic. And they're all going outside the window because they can. More wood's being placed. Now, I'm not too sure if this is just going to be an overhang. And I have... Oh, yeah, that might look really good, actually. We could just have it overhanging off and then just have it like a fence along there. That might look good for interior decorating. And then we'll just have some full timber, like one right here. But then this is going to be a wall anyway that has a doorway. So really, we're going to have like a wall with a doorway and then a staircase that goes up here. Although the staircase would look like scaffolding, which isn't great to use. You don't really want to see it. But I have no other staircase ideas. Well, I do, but it uses up resources. Whereas the scaffolding does use up resources, but not anywhere near as much. Also, there's some wood right here that we need to stop the construction of before it ends up being a little bit of a problem. There we go. They have a few problems when it comes to trying to create things that they can't get to. They'll just keep prioritizing it. It's a little bit strange. So there we go. We got this right here. Now, it does need to go out. Like I said, just a little bit. I think right around here. So sort of 3 blocks high, and then sort of across like this. There we go. Fantastic. So I actually didn't end up looking as big as I was anticipating. Har, har, har. But I'm still sort of worried about it. Just a smidge. We'll see what happens. It might look pretty good. I think the bigger problem I'm really having is just how it's going to form. Really just what it's going to look like. Because we're not really going to have the blocks poking out a little bit. I think so. Oh, wait. Well, now that I think about it. It's too big. I think it is too wide. I'm looking at it. Like, we can have one window in the middle if we did it like this. So, then just the one window. But that's the thing. Like, do we want the one window? Because it doesn't look that amazing, does it? Like, the one window. You can't really see much through that. This would look alright. I'm not doing the same on the other side, so I can't really test it. I really should, though. I think it would look quite nice if I did the same on the other side. Do we want to see what it looks like? These are the annoying kind of decisions that, like, a live stream is built for. It's good to have, like, that feedback, that outside feedback, like, live right there, which is quite nice. But we don't have that luxury right now. So I'm just going to make these roofs, and while I'm at it, just sort of think about it in my mind while I'm talking about random BS. As I usually do. It's the best way to do things, really. Use up resources at the same time while doing that, which I guess isn't that great. But we'll get used to that. Let's have this go out by 1 block. There we are. Do the same on this side. I shouldn't really change direction. I could just do that. That's fantastic. Is that meant to be a corner block? I'm pretty sure that is meant to have a corner affiliated with it. I think so, anyway. A corner. Yes. I'm pretty sure it is. Oh, and I just missed the corner right there. Great. No, I just missed it again. Okay. That's because I'm thinking. I don't do it enough. Or very often, anyway. So, yeah, not enough. I had to think about that. Really. I don't think it's just indecision. It's mostly what that is. Right, so here we go. That's all fine. Let's have the game running. We're going to see what this looks like. Ah, no, we're not. No, we're not going to see what it looks like. I think a smaller window will probably end up looking a lot better. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to get rid of this. Do you want to make it out of different material? No, I don't think so. The plaster's good enough. So we're just going to do it like this. I think it's easier just to do it like that, and then we can get rid of the blocks instead. And really, on the inside, perhaps it doesn't make too much sense, but on the outside, it might just look pretty good. That's what I'm sort of banking on, though. Tell you what, though. Oh, you know what? No. No, we can't do it. I've just realized. How does the middle work in this respect? Because we want to have it pointing. That's the thing. And we can't do that if it's 3 blocks wide. If anything, this is... Is this even centered? Yeah, it is. This is actually properly centered. But it's not really going to work very well. How do we make it work very well, though? Can we? Not really. Not with a roof. It would have to be 4 blocks wide. Oh, the big decisions. They're scary. Very scary. Like, we'll have to have it right here. And then have it start from this side. The only problem is it doesn't really align with the doorway, which is kind of annoying. Like, it does this. Which is a bit... Like, when I look at that, or when I plan to look at that, I'm going to think, why is that off? You know, why is it 2 blocks on this side, but 3 blocks on this side? Like, why is that? It doesn't have to be centered. But I feel like in this instance, it does. Maybe the 5 blocks wide makes sense. But then we've got to stick with that aesthetic. That's the thing. I don't want to get rid of it, though. If it does... The only way we can... I can't visualize it very well. So we're just going to have to try it, really. Do we have to cover that? Not really. We don't have to waste too much wood. So we're just going to have it do this. And then hope, really, that it looks nice. So all we can hope for. Will it look nice? It might look absolutely atrocious for all we know. Or it'd be the best thing we've ever made. Time will tell, really. So let's go to our roofing. No, we don't want to remove trees. Oh, well, in a minute we might want to remove trees. We also might at the same time look for enemies. Probably a good idea. So do we go out by 1 block? I don't think so. Yeah, I think I'm alright sticking with this. There we are. And then these 2 parts are going to connect up. Like that. Wait for them to finish off construction. Oh, yep, gonna get that one built. Fantastic. Saves me a lot of time. And now we just need to... Oh, yeah, that actually looks really good. I like that. Now we just need to get rid of these 2 points. It's a nice little sort of peak. Well, no, I wouldn't say peak. Well, actually, the peak is nice. But it sort of looks like it belongs there. Like, we'll cover this up. And we'll have it actually be a window as well, which might help out a little bit more with its look. Like, right there and right here. Do you want to put a fence in there? I don't think so. I like to use the fences as windows in Minecraft. It's pretty good at Minecraft, like to show off sort of medieval type buildings. I prefer it over glass anyway. Of course, if you're playing traditional Minecraft, like, it's inefficient to use the fences. Well, I would say inefficient. Defense-wise, it's not great because they can shoot through them. Like, I say the skeletons can shoot through them. And I'm saying Minecraft because this was built in Minecraft, so I'm just sort of... I guess I shouldn't really be projecting the game designs that are relevant to Minecraft because they're not really relevant here. That's nice. I might coming up with a few good words today, I'm just saying. I feel pretty proud of myself. That looks really good. I'd say it bugged out a little bit in the center right here. Like with the corners not really being existent. And also the way this bit connects up. But I think it does add significantly to the roof. And it wasn't very expensive as well. And it connects up to it beautifully. Although that corner right there is... Oh no, it's going in. It's not really sort of flat at any point there. On the inside, does it add anything? And it does add a very nice window in the inside, actually. That's very good looking. Adds quite a lot, I would say. We're going to have a few of these scattered around. We're going to have one of them right here, or maybe 2 of them. Probably just one. We won't have any of them on this because the roof is just not tall enough. We will have probably... I think one right here. And then one right here and one right here. We'll see. Actually, we can't have one right there. We'll just have to be one right here. Possibly 2 if we like what we've created. We will see about that. Tell you what, though. Has the way I've created this gone wrong? Yes and no. No, wait, no. This... Not really. It's not great. Basically, we have to get rid of just this bit. So it's not that bad. Do we get rid of the entire line? I think we have to get rid of the entire line, yeah. Because this bit's covered up, basically. The same with this part as well. There we are. Because they're meant to be... That's where the... what's it called? Where the walkway is. Or where the sort of open top part of the tavern is. So we want to make sure we actually build for that. As for the roof right here, we should just continue to construct... Actually, yeah, we need to do this one. That's a good idea. Actually, the way I said that, very excited. I like the idea of that. I'm looking forward to seeing it finished, though. Hopefully we'll have enough time today to actually get the interior done. Although I find it to be quite unlikely, even. Not unlucky. Simply because I'm not the world's best interior decorator. Not that I'm the world's best builder either. But still, you know, interior decorating just isn't my forte. I'm stopping and skipping a lot right now. Maybe I need to sit up straight. There we are. I've been slowly sort of slouching. It's been kind of annoying. Slouching the right word? Doesn't sound like it. But I'm going to stick with it. My guns are not holstered right now. Which is, gets a little bit scary. Yeah, when you put your guns away, mate. Anyway. Alright, we'll get this cornered off. I think is that the last corner? Yeah, it should be. And then it just sort of flatten off. And we'll leave it at that, I think. On this side, it should connect like this. I believe... Yeah, it should connect like that. On this bit as well, it should connect differently, which we'll need to sort out. This point can be flat, which we're going to go ahead and do right now. Lots of banging right now. I'm not sure if the game's too loud. It might very well be. Like, you can't actually hear me just talking right here, which is unfortunate. Because of all the incessant noise that are I keep saying herflings again. Stone herflings. No, not stone herflings. I was trying to be witty and funny there, but like they both got stone in it. Their names. So what? Screwed that one up apparently. I mean, timberlings, timberstones, the Timberstones. Look, I would love to play a game called Timberstone. It reminds me of the Flintstones. Just fine, you know, Timberstone. Timberstone sounds like a great name for a new series, actually. If I were to make my next series of a game, it would probably be called Timberstone. Quite nice. The land of Timberstone. Oh, well, it would be the land of Islay Season 4 Timberstone. Actually, it wouldn't be that. Would it be that? Probably would be that. Anyway, that. I'm not sure what I'm going to do when 1.7 comes out. I think it's compatible with 1.6. At least I believe that's what the developer said. So I'll probably just switch to it and see what it's like. If it's buggy, I'll go back to 1.6. Obviously, we'll do backups before we even try the transition. I am worried, though, that, you know, all this progress is going to go to waste or we won't be able to finish in time because this update might be incompatible. And I would like to play on the update. But if we can't, then it would just be a case of we don't, really. Which is unfortunate. It's a sad thing to say. But the update isn't, like, huge, I think. It's mostly AI changes. You know, pathfinding and all that kind of stuff. For the AI. For the enemy AI, specifically. Not really for our guys. And then we got this bit. And then this sort of flattens out in the center right there. Quite a nice look. And then we continue onwards. So, like I said before, we do have this giant sort of piece of roof that cuts through the middle. And everything else is connected to it. Including this bit right here. This is why we have two sort of bits of... I keep trying to say scaffolding for some reason. 2 points that are outside, like balcony sort of designs. Because it looks sort of a bit strange if we had everything connected up via a roof. And I just wanted to be sort of straight roofs. Because it's quite a neat little design with taverns. And I think it looks strange if we have it all connected up. Like I said, just then. Merv? What the hell? What's wrong? He's hearing banging noises. Someone's like dropping stuff downstairs.